Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. Sorry. I, Vaidya Yogesh Kale, on behalf of Punarvasu Chikitsalaya, welcome you all to Subodhini, which is a branch of Punarvasu, especially for meant to educate the undergraduates. We are beginning this session or this course with few lecture series, in which the first is to give you guidances for career after the course of BMS. So scopes of career in Ayurveda would be the topic of discussion for today. I start the lecture with chanting a prayer. Ragadirogan satatan shaktan asheshakaya prasutana sheshan Autsukyamoha ratidayam jagana yo purva Vaidyaya namostu sasmi. I seek the blessings of all the Apurva Vaidya who have been in the Parampara. Now, coming to the point of Ayurveda, many of you have gone through the induction courses and now are familiar to the words of Ayurveda. What we call it is the Paribhasha of Ayurveda. Panchakarma is one of those. Looking towards Ayurveda as a career, Panchakarma is one of our very fascinating topics. You would see many Ayurvedic practices starting with Panchakarma Chikitsalaya. Panchakarma is a major cleansing procedure, 5 of them. This is one option. So we know Ayurveda due to Panchakarma, we know Ayurveda due to herbal medicines, we know Ayurveda which is used for chronic treatments, which is we know Ayurveda as a Swadeshi Chikitsa. So these are a number of what you could say dimensions of Ayurveda. Now let us see what would be the career of Ayurveda. So how to get a job which you want to when no one is ready to hire you. So how to position yourself for success would be one of the topics of discussion for today. How to outstand in competitive job market would be one of the things that I would be explaining in the lecture today. Discovering your career passion is one of the topic which I am going to deliver. This lecture could be seen as a toolkit for job seekers. This could be a power plan for career success. So there would be n number of careers which we would be sharing today. I can't name all the people on the globe who are working in the field of Ayurveda. That's just impossible, even to name all, even to give a glimpse of all which are in Pune also. So this is just an attempt to give you an insight or an eagle's view of all the careers which are possible. So how to make your career is, or how to manage your career would be the discussion topics of discussion in today's lecture. So Ayurveda Acharya is the course, Ayush, and first it starts with Ayurveda, and what would be the careers after BMS is the topic. So horizons of Ayurveda is one of the topic which we would be coming. So we need to know what is aim. So everyone coming to after passing the NEET and coming to BMS, most of them would have aimed to become an MBBS graduate, but falling short or in their marks or in their options, somewhere which something went wrong and they feel that they have come to BMS. So now what to do? So they would be looking to do success in their career. So that's obviously good. Everyone should aim for high success. Being a graduate of medical sciences is a noble profession. Everyone knows it. It's a white collar profession. There is a way to look towards it as a very fine career, noble career. To get authentic money, to get a white collar profession, that's also the aim. So there might be n number of aims. Maybe some of your parents or your neighbors or your career guidances people, they would be in this career. So you would opt for this. So good it is. So now let's see what would be our objectives. So first is to get good marks for as a student of Ayurveda, as we have got good marks in NEET. Similarly, we would look for getting very top marks in the first year exams, in graduations, and then excel for proficiency for doing our postgraduates. That's very good. Secondly, to do top in few of the subjects so that we can seek admissions for PG also. These could be small objectives. Let us go with ethical way to follow, hard work as you have done for NEET. Maybe you have to toil more now. You should have very clear objectives and aims in you. So what would be the activities that you have to take along with while going through the career of BMS is to take some allied courses as what we are going to do now. You have to go for clinics. You have not to be only in the books, you have to be on patients. You should attempt competitive exams. Like in Ayurveda, you have to learn by heart sutras. So reciting sutras, participating in competitive exams would be very good, which is necessary as an allied activity. Participating in quiz, paper presentations, some case paper presentations. You have also to go to the fields to know about the Vanaspati or the Dravya Guna Vidnyana. So to learn botany, all these things are going to be part of your careers. Now, methodology to learn Ayurveda is self-study, that is Adhyan, then to teach, that is Adhyapan, and then to discuss with scholars, that is Tadvidya Sambhashana. That is what is the methodology to study Ayurveda in the Samhitas. And to do Adhyan or to do self-study, the best motive or the best pattern is to part, avbodh and anushtana. Part is reciting sutras. You have to by heart sutras. You have to mug up. Okay? But that would be in Sanskrit only. You have to see to it that your pronunciation, the Sanskrit grammar is an integral part of your career. Avbodh, to understand these sutras, and anushtana, to see to it that these sutras are being in practice. So these would be the methodology to learn Ayurveda. So here I've just given you a glimpse of the entire portion what I'm going to discuss. So let's start with horizons of Ayurveda. So career options after getting graduation, becoming a BMS. So first of all, this could be a very good example that right from the childhood, my handwriting wasn't good. So doctor banna hai. बचपन से ही हैंडराइटिंग खराब था, ये भी एक कारण हो सकता है हमें डॉक्टर बनने के लिए. ये अच्छी वजह है, कोई बात नहीं, लेकिन आगे जाके क्या. So let's see what are the career options. Previously, let's say maybe 20-30 years past, there were only two options, that is one to practice and another to teach. Sushruta has rightly mentioned away that these are the two ages of a good Vaidya, that he should practice well and he should teach well. So now in present era, what could be the options? There are n number of options. I've just mentioned few of them. So clinical practice, that's one option, being specialized. We would discuss it later. Academics is also a good career option. Research is a good option. Management and administration of different jobs is good option. Drug manufacturing, government employment, entrepreneurship, and a number of other options are there, which we would be discussing in the part in future. Now, coming to the problem again. We have chosen BMS. Many of our friends are in MBBS, putting their selfies, DPs over there, and हम तो सोच रहे कि बर्बाद होना बाकी था, इसीलिए आ गए हम BMS student. So, is this true? Yes, at present you would be thinking, यही बस बाकी था, and then we're going through the first year lectures of Padartha Vidnyana, Sanskrit Samhita, कुछ भी ये मेरे पल्ले नहीं पड़ रहा है, ऐसे हो रहा है, हो सकता है कि इन लोगों में कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं, लेकिन ये भी एक बात है. Just continue. Let's see. Now these are the horizons of Ayurveda which I want to explain and want to expertise in future. Now, specialization in Ayurveda that we would discuss, dietetics, yoga, astrology, psychology and Ayurveda that we would be discussing later. This could also be academics, clinical, pharmaceutical research activities could be an option. Ayurvedic cultivation, Ayurvedic administrative services, different type of environmental sciences and Ayurveda can also be a good option. Cosmetics and Ayurveda can be a good option. Ayurvedic service sector is a big industry, is also a good option. IT and Ayurveda, law and Ayurveda, journalism and Ayurveda, and last but not the least, spiritual healers and Ayurveda. So these, apart from the Ashtanga Ayurveda, these could be career options, and that's what I say as horizons of Ayurveda, and n number of such possibilities still peeping ahead. So let's go into first being a clinician. That is what would be the specialization of Ashtanga Ayurveda. Kaya balagraha urdhvanga shalya dravashta jaravrishan. Ashtav anganya tasyahu. This is what is explained in Ashtanga Hridaya, of which Kaya Chikitsak, the Chikitsak which will see as Agni and the entire Annavasrotas as the main. So every person who is either a general practitioner or a specialized nurse, for which Kaya Chikitsa is the foundation. So you can imagine about being a specialist in any field of Ayurveda or anywhere, but Kaya Chikitsa would be the foundation stone of it. So I would name few Vaidyas over here. Late Vaidya C.P. Shukla sir, whom I have just given a picture of. He is a Vaidya from Jamnagar and a very great philosopher. He was called as the living Charaka because he had equal expertization in Ayurveda as well as in modern sciences. He was a Vaidya who was also a freedom fighter. So he is a freedom fighter and a Vaidya. So such Vaidyas we should always bow above towards. Vaidya, Maheskar sir, these are the people who have kept Ayurveda law alive right from the British rule till the freedom after gaining freedom, and we should be very much proud to have the legacy of these people. So Vaidya C.P. Shukla sir, Vaidya Maheskar sir, there are such paramparas of Vaidyas. There is in Maharashtra, there are paramparas of the Nanal Vaidyas, the Khadiwale parampara and Kolodkar parampara, and n number of paramparas are there. If you go to the south, you would see the warrior group. If you go to the north in Varanasi, there would be different paramparas. So these are the paramparas which has kept Ayurveda alive, and we should always be grateful to these paramparas. So being a Kaya Chikitsak should be our aim. Then Ayurveda in general practice. Is Ayurveda only as consultants? No. You would see another legend of Maharashtra and Vaidya Jahagirdar sir. He is from Jalgaon and he has a legacy of having Ayurvedic parampara in his 5 to 6 generations to go. And he practices Ayurveda as a general physician also. And in his practice in day-to-day OPD, you would find at least 150 to 200 patients every day coming for OPDs. Similar is the case with Vaidya Allah Paranspe sir in Bombay. He too has a OPD of about 50 to 70 patients per sitting. So these are people, and there are n number of such people in every place. If you visit to Kerala, to the south, you would see people who are doing Ayurveda as general practice, and there would be specialized Ayurveda practitioners also. So in states which stick to their pathy only, Ayurvedic practice in general practice is a very important part. Now, specialty in Ayurveda. Bone setting is such a specialty. If you see Vaidya Suresh Kumar sir in Trivandrum, he has a 60-bedded Triveni nursing home in Trivandrum, especially meant for bone setting. And again, he is one of the gem. He is also a Rashtriya Guru of RAV, and he has a legacy of Chikitsa by his ancestors also. Similarly, is it only confined to paramparas? No, there are Vaidyas like Vaidya Trilok Dhopeshwarkar from Pune. He is a Vaidya who has been working in emergencies and Ayurveda. So management of acute patients in indoor and critical care has been his domain. So there are such people right from the traditions till the new parampara Vaidyas also, and they are practicing Ayurveda and seeing to it that Ayurveda is not confined to only for chronic cases. It is also open for acute emergencies. Again, after Kaya, we come to Bala Roga. And late Vaidya Velankar madam, her book is now available, and here is it. I've just given the print of it. So she has been practicing for 30-35 years, and she practices about Bala Roga. And if you practice good in pediatrics, then the entire family of the patient also is very good patients of yours. So to do Bala Roga Chikitsa is very unique one. It is safe. To practice Ayurveda in children is very easier, and it's immediate. It does give you immediate results also. So Bala Roga is a very good option as to look into Chikitsa. Graha Chikitsa. So there is it's a very specialized branch which looks into different grahas. It looks into the horoscopes. There are different nadi paramparas. There are different ways of looking towards it. One of such Vaidya Murthy from Kottakkal, has an indoor patients of Unmad and Apasmara Chikitsa for Unmad patients of 25 beds. So these are also places to which we need to visit and explore more to know more about such branches. Shalakya Tantra, generally called as the ENT, you could say. Shalya Tantra and Shalakya Tantra. Now let's see, when we come to Shalakya, Dantaroga, when we come to, we haven't got good marks to get into admission for a government seat for dentistry, then why not have your careers into Ayurveda and Dantarog? Rajkot, there is a college in Rajkot which provides diploma course for Danta Chikitsa. There are Vaidyas in Gujarat. There is a parampara of Vaidyas from Maharashtra called as Vaidya Shende Shastri Parampara. They all practice in Danta Chikitsa. Netra Roop, Sridharyam, if we name, come into ophthalmology and Ayurveda, then in Sridharyam, which is in Cochin, it is 500-bedded hospital dedicated only for Netra Roop, only for ophthalmology. Sunetra Chikitsalaya and many other Chikitsalayas in and around Cochin and in Kerala do practice dedicated ophthalmology Chikitsa. All these have the base of Kai Chikitsa only. So again, when we have to turn ourselves into a specialized person, we have to go with good of Kai Chikitsa. Where to become a good Kai Chikitsak, we have to learn good Samhitas. To become a good Vaidyas, we have to come to the basics, that we have to go through our curriculum and understanding well about the Ayurvedic principles in practice. Now, Shalya Tantra. Ksharalepa is again one of the basic treatments for Arsha, Bhagandar and all those things. And Vaidya Shankar from Karnataka, he has from Andhra Pradesh, has a specialized branch. Similarly, there is a practice of Siravedha to bloodletting, which is part of Panchakarma. And it is done very well by different techniques, which is called as Siravedha. And these are practiced in the place around Trishur, which is also in Kerala. So Kerala holds a very strong background of Ayurvedic practices, especially which are related to skill-related practices. So Ashtanga Hridayam, that is a basic text of Ayurveda, and Kerala, and the authentic part of it is the traditions that they have hold on to. These are more important when we have to go into settled part of understanding good of Ayurveda. Downstream Chikitsa, similarly, which deals with snake bites, scorpion bites, and all such things with foreign this is an important part of Chikitsa. And Kottakkal holds OPD daily of about 45 to 70 patients of such type of Chikitsa. Jara and Vajikarna are the 7th and 8th branch of Ayurveda. And Jara is one of the very important part, that is geriatrics. Now, I would say that NIA Jaipur spends about a very good amount on research, especially in geriatrics. Ayurveda has been very good in exporting human, what you could say, skills, or there are a number of people who work abroad as good nurses. So Japan, or maybe UAE, or even in the Eastern world, you would find Indian people, Indian nurses especially, doing very good jobs. Now, Japan is a place where you would find that the older age has become a problem. To handle such cases with old age, they need human labor, and which is very cheap in India. And India has been exporting such human labor for the case of geriatrics abroad. So why don't we do certain good research that we should have, or that we could avoid diseases like Alzheimer's and such kind of. So such immense research is being done in Jaipur, in NIA Jaipur, and for which good amount of research facilities are available. Vajikarna is also an important branch which deals with aphrodisiac medicines and impotency and things, infertility related things. Now here, this is a very tricky thing. It's one period of Ayurveda where Ayurveda was considered as the golden period, due to Vajikarana branch. And that is again, the excessive use of Vajikarana has got Ayurveda to become like all the glory has been gone due to the same. So too much is said about this, and not all is true. So this is a fishy part of Ayurveda, but it's a branch, important branch to be taken seriously, and a good profession could be done by practicing it authentically. Now we come to specialization in Ayurveda. There are different modules of specialization: Rasa Shastra, Dravya Guna, Marma Chikitsa, Animal and Ayurveda, Stri Roga, are and such many. Rasa Shastra is alchemy, that is to prepare medicines, to prepare superior medicines from the lower ones, and for which the entire branch of Siddha Aushadhi is there. But Rasa Shastra Aushadhis are used by good Vaidyas like Vaidya Triguna, who is a Rashtriya Guru and a Guru to and a Vaidya of the Rashtrapati. Vaidya Vivek Sane sir, who is also a Rashtriya Guru. Such people are there who are practicing authentic Ayurveda. Vaidya Yogesh Bindale, which is a eminent Vaidya from Maharashtra and from Pune, practicing good in cancer, has given many research papers with Ayurveda and cancer. So people from Rasa Shastra have been working hard to get the glory back to Ayurveda. Similarly, Siddha medicines, and there are many Vaidyas, and not only Vaidyas, there are many good Acharyas which live in the forest and they know good about the Vanaspatis. And these people are also doing a great job in preserving forest and giving good medicines to the world. So it is not only the learneds of Ayurveda and not only the people who are doing research in Ayurveda, it is also these people who have been doing very good services to the society, which has kept Ayurveda to the golden days of today. Marma Chikitsa and Ayurveda, that it is a traditional practice in South Chikitsa. So Marma can be seen as for massage. It can be seen as a tradition of Kalaripayattu, which is a traditional what you could say martial arts of South India, and it is also important for self-healing. So Marma Chikitsa, Marma massage, Marma for Kalaripayattu, all these parts are important when we learn about Marmas. Apart from that, Ayurveda has Marma as a different part in surgery. So these are all important aspects when we come to Marma Chikitsa. Treatment of animals. Is there anything explained about it in Ayurveda? Yes, there is Ashwa Ayurveda. There are books about Gaja Ayurveda. Similarly, medicines are given to the cows nowadays. There are pets clinic that you can treat good pets like the dogs and the cats also, to give them good progeny and to give them herbal medicines. So everyone around the world, people are looking for herbal and safer options, and Ayurveda is no back behind them, nowhere back in it. Now, Stri Rog, to become an Ayurvedic gynecologist should be also a good dream. And there are many Vaidyas who are doing such a noble profession over here. Specialization apart from this can be with particular things like treating patients for pain clinic. There is a Vaidya in Pune, also a great guru, Vaidya Jamadagni sir. And he has given medicines. He has been working for last 30 years in the field of medicines to increase heights of individuals. So obesity clinics are there. To increase height, we can give medicine. To remove specs, we can give medicine. So you can specialize in n number of branch in Ayurveda. Specialization in Panchakarma. So Panchakarma is seen as an emergency medicine. Panchakarma is seen as a cleansing therapy. Panchakarma, you can do PGDPC, postgraduate diploma in Panchakarma. There are MD courses available in Panchakarma. There are certified courses also. You can give lectures to general people on that. Now, what is Panchakarma? Just to give a slide, this is Vaman to eliminate doshas of kapha from the upper orifice. This is Virechana, that is to give purgatives. There is Basti, which is half a Chikitsa, that reduces Vata. There is Nasya, which is to remove medicine toxins from the nose. And there is bloodletting, also called as half Chikitsa in surgery, which removes toxins from the blood. Similarly, there are many. There have been Vaidyas like Vaidya P.T. Joshi sir, Prata Joshi, the name called in Vidarbha, part of Maharashtra. And in his life, he was practicing modern medicines for 10 years. And suddenly at one certain time, due to some case, he found that all the medicines in allopathy turn something, getting into some emergencies or some side effects. And so turning to Ayurveda was also an important part of his life, in which he took Basti as a major treatment. And he elaborated that to such an extent that even the rural hospitals, the government hospitals, started using Ayurveda due to his presence. So he has been a very big name. Can be said that the last name of Panchakarma in Maharashtra for last 20 years, with Deprata Joshi sir. Allied fields from and Ayurveda. So dietetics and Ayurveda, sports medicine and Ayurveda, yoga and Ayurveda, n number of such things. Dietetics, people do dietetics and nutrition and something, and herbal thing or something. But here there is MD course available in dietetics. You can do postgraduate diploma, certified course. You can write books upon dietetics. You can write in small articles in magazine. You can even prepare small herbal, what you could say, dishes and explain. That could be a dietetic clinic. You can also open a hotel called Pathyam. This is a dream of late Vaidya Kolhatkar sir, whose tradition we follow. So these are certain fields which you can work only by working into Ayurveda. So if you have anything that craving about food and serving dishes and giving good diet food, then this could be a very good option. That first of all become a good Kaya Chikitsa to understand the patient, and then become a good dietitian. So this could be also a very good option. So Ayurvedic concepts of food and nutrition are very different from the modern world, and the modern, especially the Western world, is looking towards Ayurveda to get all the solutions of their health and disorders through Ayurvedic diet. So there are n number of Ayurvedic doctors who are running to who are working all around the world and using Ayurvedic kitchen. So whatever the Indian cuisine is available, medicine, 50% of the medicines are given from that, and which is well known and said in Maharashtra. That is, there is always a aji baitza batwa, means the medicines which are in your kitchen could be a very good medicines and home medicines as such. So this is the potentials of Ayurveda, which needs to be explored in a very authentic way. Now, sports medicine, sports injuries and rehabilitation is a very important branch. So anyone who is here looking out that he thinks that he has left away his sports by making a career into medicine should not worry at all. First of all, become a good Vaidya, keep on with your sports, and then just collaborate with whatever you're doing. Sports injuries need permanent solutions. First of all, it's necessary that you need to look towards prevention rather than cure. And here Ayurveda is always superior to the others. So for prevention, you can use Ayurveda. Rehabilitation also you can use Ayurveda. And that too without surgery, that too with Panchakarma, that too with complete therapy, just not with physiotherapy. So this is the uniqueness of Ayurveda that you have to look into. So Ayurveda has herbal options. Ayurveda has medicines. Ayurveda has physiotherapy like Panchakarma, application of Abhyanga and all those things. And Ayurveda is devoid of steroids. So no use of steroids in acute condition is the key of Ayurveda. So there is Rasayana, that is toxin. There are Rasayana, that is rejuvenations, which are available, medicines and therapies too. Yoga and Ayurveda, not much to be told about. Everyone knows there are diploma courses, PG courses, diploma in Ayurveda, teaching and propagating Ayurveda. There are n number of people. Everyone knows that about of Mr. Ramdevji Maharaj or Ramdevji Baba. He propagated first yoga by daily practices of yoga, and then promoted his pharmacy and is now a multimillionaire. So this could be also a very good option, explored well. So international conferences held about yoga and Ayurveda together. Clinician, to become a good clinician, if you are doing good yoga, if you are flexible, if you love about yoga, then Ayurveda, just conjugating both Ayurveda and yoga together is only the thing that is left in your career to opt for this. Allied fields, astrology and Ayurveda. You would see this person here. He's explaining about the palm, the palmistry, the horoscope, and Ayurveda. You are not you if you are not interested in herbs, if you are not interested in panchakarma, if you do not want to do anything in clinical practice with herbs, here is what is a very good option. Only thing is that again you have to know about good about Ayurveda. So the basics of Ayurveda, if understood well, and any branch of horoscope or palmistry or anything else, if you have done, that would be very important. Being psychological counselors is a very good option. Every person, in every clinician, you would need, every patient, you would need some part of psychological counseling also. So being a good Vaidya, you have to become a good counselor too. There are n number of diseases: plain clinic, anorectal and spine clinics, skin diseases and asthma, allergic diseases, wound clinics, autoimmune disease, here eye to brain, and there could be cystitis and diseases. So you would find n number of diseases where Ayurveda has been now an option. Like here you see there are chronic diseases like CRF or renal failure. Ayurveda is an option. You would find many neurologists and many nephrologists also advising Ayurvedic medicines nowadays. They have done their MBBS and post graduations in allopathy, practicing good about allopathy, but are using Ayurvedic medicines. There are typed prescriptions by a nephrologist about Chandraprabha, Gokshuradi Gokul. There are n number of orthopedic surgeons and neurologists which are using different oils for reducing pain, especially with the spine and with the knee and everything. So here are certain allopathic doctors also who are using Ayurvedic medicines. So if they are using, why not we? There are Kshara Sutra is a very important part. Kshara Sutra and Ayurveda is also integrated much together. Ayurveda treatment and aromatherapy. There are certain diseases such also where there is emphasis given upon Ayurveda. Specialization in Ayurveda. You would find lifestyle diseases like especially like diseases like diabetes, hypertension, obesity, etc. Here you would find that Ayurveda is a very good option. Cosmetology and Ayurveda, especially like you find this picture. If you just Google about Ayurveda and cosmetology, you would find n number of such pictures where a Keralian person or an Indian born therapist is giving some treatments, especially some Abhyanga, Shirodhara, facials, Netra Basti, and these are posters right out everywhere in the market or in the globe. And this is only due to the potency of Ayurvedic herbs used and Ayurvedic treatments. Neurological problems, psychological issues, dietetics, spine disorders, rheumatology, lifestyle and Ayurveda is also a key. So if you look into all these things, you would find that you can treat a patient just by having a counseling and a session with him. So n number of physicians who visit abroad or who visit to the foreign world, they do not give any herbal medicines, but they treat the lifestyle of an individual, and that is how they treat the patient. If this is the potential that Ayurveda can treat, or Ayurvedic principles can treat a patient with only the concepts, that is the lifestyle changes of Ayurveda, imagine that if everything is put together, that is the panchakarma, that is the herbal medicines, that is the rasashastra, the diet and lifestyle and everything, then why can't they cure the autoimmune disease or even the life-threatening disease like diabetes, which is like a big problem in nowadays. Dimensions of Ayurvedic perspectives. Now we emphasis upon physical and mental stress. We emphasis upon psychiatric illnesses. Emphasis is given upon, there is also an emphasis can be given upon deficiency diseases in Ayurveda, cancer, pre and post conception, that is also called as the Garbha Sanskar thing, and immunity disorders, geriatrics. These could also be more perspectives of Ayurvedic careers. We would take a, before going to academics, we have to just summarize that till now we have seen into what would be Ashtanga and Ayurveda and what would be specialization in Ayurveda. For here to become a good academician, to become a good physician, you have to always be a very good academician. Without learning your books well, you can't become a good physician. That's the most important message that I would like to deliver at this point of time. Thank you. We were knowing about what is the clinician of an Ayurveda, and now we would be interested that what would be the more options like becoming an academician in Ayurveda, taking different services in Ayurveda, and all those things. So we would just continue with the same. Stop sharing. No? Start. So taking academics and Ayurveda as a field, like you can become a lecturer. After completing your graduations, you have to do your post graduations, and again you have to go through the same procedure of entrance exams. Take post graduations as your topic, and then become do your PhDs simultaneously. Then become a lecturer, a reader, a professor, a principal. You can become a dean of a particular college, and then you can have a very good career because it's a noble profession to become a teacher. And the financial aspects also, it is a secure job, and that's why there are many aspirants for post graduations. Apart from being a lecturer and in academics, literary research and writing different books on Ayurvedic curriculum is also an important topic, of which we are part and parcel as Punarvasu. Being a clinician and an academician, you can become a very good expertise in your domain. Like if you are a good person treating good patients of bhagna, that is fractures, for anorectal surgeons as anorectal diseases or cancer diseases or particular domain, then you can give some lectures, or you can teach the students also in that particular domain. And so being a good clinician is always being a good academician also. A good academician is half all if he isn't a good clinician, and similar the vice versa. So a good academician needs to be a good clinician, and a good clinician needs to be a good academician. That's obvious. You can also do some research work if you are in research, you want to do some short-term projects, or you can make some post-graduations abroad also. So here also academician career would be as a support to take. Secondly, you can teach some foreigners, some certified courses, degree courses, diploma courses. COVID has taught us about online education. So this could be a very important domain. People are there who give lectures on Facebook lives and everything, and give education to the masses. It's not only for the medical field, but it is for the layman also, that you can give good lectures. So educating the masses is a very important task that you can take by becoming a good physician and a good clinician. Educating different people. There are Vaidyas in Maharashtra like Balaji Tambe, Khadiwale Vaidya, and people abroad like Vaidya Ranade, and n number of people who have been very good. Vaidya Bhagwan Das, and there are n number of people who have delivered their skills of Ayurveda to the foreign world and to the laymen also. So there are also freelancers like Dr. Parag Thuse and many who do freelancing with particular companies and their HRs. So understanding particular problems of a particular industry and giving them guidances or health related accordingly can also be a good grafted career that you can do. But again, the last but not the least, that you have to be a very good academician, for which you have to go through your graduation courses with very good studies. So no shortcuts to success. You have always to be work hard during your course of graduations, and that's why we are here to give you such outlooks of the same. Courses are available in Panchakarma. Punarvasu Chikitsalaya itself provides a course, postgraduate diploma course in Panchakarma. We provide a CCAHM, that is Certified Course of Ayurvedic Hospital Management. There are courses run by particular universities under like MUHS and everyone, that every Ayurvedic colleges do provide that PGPP, that is postgraduate diploma in Panchakarma and certified course. Keralian Panchakarma is a very hot topic or hot cake, and people all over the world are aspirant to do that. There are therapeutic clinics right in Germany, right in European world, that you would find the group of warrior Panchakarma, you can say. They provide good Panchakarma hospitals over there. Kshar Sutra training, Yoga and Ayurveda training are also options for career. Dietetics, as an academician you can become a dietetics and Ayurveda. There is School of Health Medicines, which is integrated with modern sciences and Ayurveda. Tirak Maharashtra Vidyapit also provides a dietetic diploma master course, that is MDA. Psychological counseling, also there are such counseling websites where you can get the courses also. Diplomas in neonatal care, Ayurvedic cosmetology and skin care, maternal health care, Kshar Sutra, radiology and Ayurveda, radiology, BMS person doing radiology, as also is there are courses of such, Panchakarma and Ayurveda. In Rajasthan, there are certain courses of dentistry and Ayurveda. Gujarat Ayurveda University provides such courses also. So there are many diploma courses all over India. Certified course of medical genetics, reproductive genetics, pharmaceutical medicines, Ayurvedic herb cultivation, Panchakarma, Prasuti and Stri, Ayurvedic beauty therapy, Ayurvedic massagers, and such courses are there. Academic courses which like MD and MS provides about 20 subjects are available all over the India. There is need to pass the entrance exams. You can do PhDs. Ayurvedic graduates can also do PhD in subjects with analytical chemistry, biochemistry, anthropology. You can do MPhil, you can do MSc with anatomy, physiology, biochemistry all over the world. There is a course of Rashtriya Ayurveda Vidyapit, RAV, which is postgraduate, and after graduations also there is a master course also. So all these need entrances to be cleared after your graduation of BAMS. So BMS, if a person fails to get good marks in a particular subject, doesn't mean that he has end of the academic career. He can go through entrance exams of different universities, get good marks for post graduations and work over there, and also can make an academic career. So after all these things, hearing all the clinical and about the academics, you might have this feeling that ये बहुत हो गया, मुझे घर जाना है. But no way, you can't go back now. You have to either become a physician or you have to become a clinician. The course itself, that a graduate of medicine, means that you are into medicine. You are into treating patients. You can't just leave away your job and say that no, ये मुझसे नहीं होगा. फिर भी आयुर्वेद में एक चांस है, and this is only in Ayurveda. Let's see what are the options. If you are not interested to treat patient, if you are frightened, if अभी घर जाने की इच्छा है, फिर भी रुको, इतनी जल्दी मत करो, ग्रेजुएशंस कंप्लीट करो. आगे जाके हम ऐसी भी चीजें बताएंगे कि ये कुछ नहीं करना है, हमें टीचर नहीं होना है, हमें क्लिनिशियन नहीं होना है, फिर भी बीएमएस होने के बाद भी ऑप्शंस है. ये आयुर्वेद ही है कि सब ऑप्शंस देता है. लेट्स सी व्हाट आर दोस. सो ये अगर मन में भय है, तो वी आर हियर विद आयुर्वेद सुबोधिनी टू गिव यू guidances of the same. Now what are those? We are going to teach first year students in Hindi and English medium online mode, and those are going to be alternate day, every Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, 6:30 to 8 a.m. And on Sundays, there will be guest lectures from 8 to 8, 8 to 11. The course is going to begin on the 1st. What is going to be the gist of the course? The gist of the course is there would be young and dynamic postgraduate students who have just passed a year or two and are good Vaidyas. Those would be your friends, philosophers, and teachers. They would teach you the concepts of Ayurveda. They will make you friendly with the granthas. They see to you that you are good in Sanskrit syllabus. They would make you by heart sutras. They would teach you Teekavachan. They would give you the applied aspects of Samhitas. They would discuss with you different examples, different cases, which would give you confidence about the knowledge of Ayurveda. Weekly lectures of well-known Vaidyas would be there. Your exam preparations would be done simultaneously. So if you study, if you like the subject, then exams is no more a problem. If you are there, they would make you well versed with Sanskrit Sambhashana Varga. There are seniors to guide here also. So a team of Ayurveda Subodhini is ready to prepare you to take this challenge of BMS to become a good Vaidya by academics and as a clinician. And this journey of becoming an Vaidya or becoming a graduate of Ayurveda with good knowledge of Ayurveda will not end over here in first year. These same team would be continued with you for offline teaching and online teaching for your second year and third year to see to it that you become at the end of the graduations, you turn out to become very good, confident physicians. So this is one way. And there are certain ways. There are n number of physicians round about in Maharashtra and in India who are doing good practices of Ayurveda. So we expect that you should approach Vaidyas who are practicing good Ayurveda and approach them and learn Ayurveda concepts with them along with your careers. Now, if you are looking into an academic field, not an academic field, and neither as a clinician, clinical research, here you need not see patients, here you need not teach anything to anyone, but you do thorough research work. There are medical research. Here, the Vaidya, Dr. Hegde sir, who is a well-known modern physician, but speaks very well about Ayurveda. And you can just Google by his name, Vaidya B.M. Hegde sir, and he explains about the fallacies of modern sciences, the shortcomings of modern sciences, and the strongholds of Ayurveda. There are MD and MS students who are doing research related activities, PhD, MSc in health sciences, bioinformatics. You can have different clinical courses after your graduations with MUHS, that is Maharashtra University of Health Sciences. Your duration of course are 6 to 2 years. There are clinical trials, documentation is necessary, regulatory aspects, clinical data management, and pharmacovigilance co-vigilance is important. Now, after getting through this course, you can get job opportunities from Ayush, CCRAS. You can get a research project officer over there. You can also become a part of ICMR, which is very reputed institute for clinical trials. You can CSIR is a Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, which does good work. There are different projects run by CSIR, JRF, SRF programs, projection staff management. People are needed over there. So there are n number of career opportunities which will perish your research thirst, and this is especially is increasing research worldwide is going on. There are bright students needed over here. Training of Ayurveda can't be done just by bypassing Ayurveda, BMS. So BMS graduates are needed with integration of allied sciences. They would do very good research. So interdisciplinary, transdisciplinary research is being done, and such approaches are now appreciated. So boundaries between sciences are dissolving. That's the further truth. There are institutes which are ready to hire you, like CRO, big pharma industries are hiring you, BPO, KPO, there are n number of Cognizant and n number of TS. There are companies which are ready to take such people who are willing to do research in collaborations with other sciences. Now, this is a very important part. Cosmetics and Ayurveda. Here you have nothing to do with clinician and nothing to do with the Ayurvedic as an academician also. But you are fascinated due to the cosmetic industry. And if you want to have your patients to have very good beauty, this is an opportunity that you work in cosmetics and clinic. You can either make some products or you can just do a spa treatment, or you can do become a very good kaya chikitsak also and do all these things. So specialization in hair clinic, in obesity, in skin, cosmetic research, cosmetic pharma, body soap clinics, gym instructors and Ayurveda, and number of people are there. Now again, there is a dilemma that seems to be everything everywhere. What's to be done? So if you are not interested to become this also, then join this. These are administrative services and management related thing. Now, with good management skills for students who are not interested in clinical practice, but want to have a career related in medical field, now this is an option. You can do master in public health, you can do master in health administration, you can do masters in hospital management and healthcare systems. Disaster management skills are necessary. MSc Health Sciences. You may work with MSc Anthropology, and you can work in environment sciences. Right from everything you can work over here. So public health related exams are there conducted abroad also. You have to pass through the GRE and TOEFL, take such courses in Europe, Canada, UK, and then 2 or 4 years such courses would give you good services. If you want to work in civil services like IS, UPS, MPSC, UPSC, MPSC, this is also a good opportunity. GRE TOEFL for a research work is necessary to work abroad. Army's hospitals have been a very good push by the Modi government at present. And recently they have given 40 such OPDs round over in India are going to be operated under Ayush. And few of the students of ours are going to take such opportunities. So having an opportunity, if you are interested to work with the defense personnels, then this is going to be a very good startup also. Teaching in academic sector is an important. Clinician, as seen before, pharmaceutical research, R&D, short-term research projects, long-term research projects are necessarily to be done. UPSC, the age limit, there are about 28 types of such services. Age limit is 21 to 30. You can log on to these sites to know that after graduations, what are the options that you can take. You can take Sanskrit. Being graduate in Sanskrit in BMS, you are graduate in Sanskrit also. If you have good knowledge about Sanskrit, you can take that as a major topic, and that gives you good marks also. So these are some benefits of being an Ayurvedic graduate and entering into these exams. Similarly, then you can take a post of Tahsildar, Deputy Collector, and then take the exams further. Ayurvedic journalism, especially when you hear this name with the late Rajivji Dikshit, anywhere that he used to command or he used to say, he always used to emphasize that Vagbhat ne kaha hai, Vagbhat ne aisa kaha hai, Vagbhat ne aisa kaha hai. So आयुर्वेद की सर्वोत्तम बुक कौन सी है? तो वाग्भट है, जो आप पहले ईयर में पढ़ने वाले हो. तो अभी इस साल में आपने वाग्भट पढ़ना है, जिसकी जानकारी आपको राजीव जी दीक्षित यूट्यूब पे ज्यादा देते हैं और बाकी कम. So it is important for us to learn Vagbhat, because Vagbhat is such a book that is the book for the life. It speaks about medicine, it speaks about Kaya Chikitsa, about Ashtanga, it speaks about philosophy, it speaks about Sadvrutta and a healthy lifestyle. So everything that Vagbhat explains. And this person was a person of Swadeshi Jagran Mancha, but very much impressed by Vagbhata. And then he used to give medicines and he used to give lectures about the authentication of its of Ayurvedic medicines. So journalism is not only confined to medicinal practice. If it is in light now, you can make Instagram, you can work on social network and give your good messages about Ayurveda, and you can become a good medical journalist also in your field. You have to write from first year, you have to make your own domain, you have to collect your goodwill, you have to create a goodwill of your friends who would be supporting you in your further practices. So now reporting medical events, specialty of journalism, freelancing, there are n number of opportunities which Ayurvedic and modern physicians, after taking this as a career, also opt that journalism, medical journalism is a good option. IT and Ayurveda, information technology in Ayurveda, the presenting what we are doing, it's the same. It is to promote Ayurveda, to promote Ayurvedic career. I am giving you a lecture and this is being broadcasted on YouTube, and such people, there you should have information and technology at your hand. So to develop softwares, there are institutes like Ayush, CDAC, TMV, which have prepared softwares for Ayurveda. Individual Vaidyas also prepare softwares for Prakriti, for Marma and such. Vaidyas is a clinical software also prepared by an Vaidya. So if you are good in computers and you know good about Ayurveda, then you can integrate both and create a miracle. So website development, media and Ayurveda, creating CDs, serials, giving interviews on TV, Ayurvedic journalism, film and documentary are such options. Now look over here. This is a film on Ayurveda. Have you ever seen this before? No one would teach you. But a person, this is a Spanish film, not an English film. There is a person called Nan Paul, and he prepared this film, and I have seen this brochure. It was in 2003 that I had seen this film, and this person, Mr. Nan Paul, is an Indian but has settled abroad. He made two films. One is Ayurveda and another is Sansar. This one, and that is why he is famous in the European world. And Nan Paul, this person, he created this film on Ayurveda, and people in India know less about him. But what is the film? The film explains something about mud bath. The film explains something about yoga. The film explains something about a person who is giving herbal medicines in a village. And all these three characters are the main roles of the film. And this film made an houseful, was houseful over there in a multiplex, and it was running for 6 months. Now, any such thing which runs for 6 months in today's thing is supposed to be a good film, which on the box office gains good amount of revenue. So Ayurvedic, maybe Ayurveda is not sold, but the film is sold, and the person where the director earns, the industry earns good money due to it. So if people can make money of Ayurveda, why can't we make a living of Ayurveda? So this could be an also good option. If you are good thinking to prepare films, you can prepare films on concepts, and you can also motivate the people from binding with good ethics of Ayurveda. So scopes in insurance and banking sectors, medical underwriters, medical roles in risk management abroad, everywhere. Anywhere in insurance you go, anywhere in the banking sector you go, you would need graduates over there of BMS who would be explaining about their importance about the insurances and reimbursements. So again here BMS graduates are appointed. Medical legal options. Nowadays it is the hot cake again, because as per the commercial world, people would be giving you n number of advices. So there would be an Ayurvedic doctor who would be also knowing about the legal aspects also. So if someone is interested, wanted to make his career into legal aspects or to become a lawyer, he doesn't have to feel that he has lost something. First become a good Ayurvedic graduate, and then simultaneously if his or his ancestors, someone or his parents are into this legal, are good lawyers, he can also take this opportunity, take a graduation degree in law again, and then practice medical legal aspects, because this is going to be in further thing a big part. Need to do law, LLB, then Consumer Protection Act, Intellectual Property Act, Medical Judiciary, and Forensic Technology are the branches where you would be needed. So if you have this in your mind, if you had someone as a backing, you should work for this. Pharma quality, manufacturing of quality and assurance medicine is important. Quality analysis, quality control, business, developmental of such business here, everywhere in the pharmac industry in Ayurveda graduates are employed, and they hold good positions in Dabur, they put good positions in Dudh Papeshwar and n number of like companies of Himalaya and everywhere. You would get Ayurvedic graduates to be at the CEO post and everywhere. So if you are good in Ayurveda, then you can do MBA and you can have such course. Also, you can do your pharmacy degree also along with it. You can do Ayurvedic pharmacy and be a medical advisor in pharmaceutical industry. Course related to pharmaceutical, there is B.Pharm in Ayurveda with Gujarat Ayurveda University. There is Diploma in Health Manufacturing, Diploma in Herbal Drug Standardization in Varanasi BHU. MBA Ayurveda was also a course which was run by Tirak Rashtriya Shikshan Mandal in Pune. Drug manufacturing, so production of Ayurvedic medicines, an important part. The world round is taking herbal medicines. You can be a part to sell them. Everything that is labeled with herbal is sold with very ease tag. So you can also catch it. Allied other aspects, allied aspect of cultivation of medical plants, trading raw materials in the form of powder, extract, oils is also in great demand. Ayurvedic cosmetics and food products like Chyawanprash is no longer only an Ayurvedic medicine. It is also, it comes into food product legs. So manufacturing equipments for Ayurveda, there needs to be, if you are good in engineering, so the composition of a good engineer and an Ayurvedic. So that is take Ayurveda, technology and Ayurveda, if combined together, can prepare very good instruments which are necessary for physicians, for pharmaceutical and everywhere. Medical transcription, medical tourism, medical event management, medical photography and documentation. Medical tourism is a very hot cake. We would speak of it on the last part. Here you would also see Ayurvedic cultivation. Now, if you are interested in Ayurvedic cultivation, now you have to, it is very important that we need to have good herbs. And to have good herbs, we need to have, Vaidya needs to go into it. And so you would see farms of Ayurveda. So Ayurveda gram is also a good concept. Swagram, or preparing Ayurvedic cultivation in the farm side, preparing authentic Ayurvedic preparations without fertilizers is also a need. So Ayurvedic cultivation, Ayurvedic nursery, farming, this word Panchagavya, which is very, or it is also called as the word is Jivamrut. That is the combination of Ayurvedic of the 5 products of which are prepared from the cow, and that is used as a very very good pesticide, not a pesticide, but something that would improve the immunity of the crops also. So such fertilizers are now in use, especially farming, environmental sciences, research of endangered species, and research of plant species available abroad. These are important parts. Coming to the last part is spiritual gurus. There are n number of spiritual gurus who have worked in Ayurveda and have been very good for the society and for the field of Ayurveda. And one of such philosophers is Mr. Ram Bhosle. Ram Bhosle is a person who has been a good massager, and he lived till the age of 94. And with his skills of doing good massages with herbs, with powders, with different perfumes, with oils, with nothing, with mantras only, with his good hands, he had a very good skill of giving nourishment to the paralyzed hands. And so you find in the pictures that he is giving massage to the children, especially with the children who are having delayed milestones. He was a person who was given delete by the German government, and he, at the age of 3, he began his journey of as a spiritual healer. At the age of 3, he went off his house, and then he started his journey. Later, he worked in certain hospitals, and later he was a freedom struggler. He was a very strong freedom fighter, a spiritual guru, and at the end of his career, he was well-known Ayurvedic massagist. His massage has nothing to do much with Ayurveda, but the technique of giving massage is very important, and due to which he took Ayurveda to the world abroad, and there Ayurveda was respected, and he brought glory to Ayurveda. During his era, there was no big person who was untouched by his hands, right from Mahatma Gandhi to Abraham Lincoln and everyone. Everyone had an experience of his healing hands. So such healers you could become, you could aspire. So you should all just Google this person, Ram Bhosle. His book is in Marathi, that is Divya Sparshi. And if you read these books, you could find that even a single sutra or even a single motto of Ayurveda can make your life to become a very good person for your own as an individual. So first of all, to deliver about spirituality, you have to imbibe something in you. And Ayurveda is a science which would imbibe these qualities of spirituality in you. But to become a good spiritual healer, again, you have to understand the basic concepts of Ayurveda. So understanding basic concepts of Ayurveda, learning them well, practicing them well, and taking your journey of life towards moksha could be the real sense why you have come to the faculty of Ayurveda. So coming towards Ayurveda, don't see just as an opportunity to become a good doctor or a Vaidya. See to it that it is a journey of becoming a good person in your life. So here are some names: Dr. Athavale, Ramdevji Baba, spiritual organizations like Maharshi Ayurveda, Nirmala Devi Amma, Atma Santulan Balaji. All these people have been in the field of spirituality and they are using Ayurvedic concepts along with. We would take a overview of all what I've tried to teach you. I've given you an agenda to become an Ayurveda Acharya after taking this degree of BMS. I've also explained to you about what are the different modules that you can take after this graduation. So you should differentiate between becoming a doctor and becoming a Vaidya. How to study this, what to study would be delivered by our next speaker, Vaidya Rishikesh Maitre sir, in the coming lecture. This should be your activities. You should study for your exams, you study for your practicals, study the science. You should have friends and discussions with the intellectual Vaidyas. So join clinics, have teachers, make gurus, see mentors. So you should work upon basic principles of Ayurveda, understand them, experiment them. You should have faith, you should have patience, and not leave hard work which you have done till NEET. So this is NEET was just the beginning for you to understand what you are. So Ayurveda is the only destination that you have now taken into. Don't leave it. Success, confidence, and again success is to be done. Now, if the PM of India, he is a person on a mission to promote Ayurveda, and he has said, so Ayurveda, he wants to make Ayurvedic mission PM. He says that Ayurveda as a global heritage, he wants to set Ayurveda as a global heritage platform. And he is on this mission to promote Ayurveda. Then why don't we as Ayurvedic graduates see towards it to take this as a mission that his dreams should come true? And it is not for his dreams, it's the dreams for the goodwill to get back the glory of India, which was in its olden days. So always we used to say that India was a सोने की चिड़िया है, and यहाँ पर तो सोने का दूर निकलता है. लेकिन ये कब होगा जब हम उसके लिए कुछ काम करेंगे. So our mission of life is not to keep something very global, but to keep within ourselves, that we become a good individual, we become good practitioners, we become good Vaidyas, we become first good students of Ayurveda. So here, medical tourism, the last part what I've told you. Now around the world, these are the countries where people go for medical destination. Ayurveda is one of them. Here are some hotels which provide you treatments per day. And this is all that is going on around you. And if you have to be a part of that, most important, you individual can be an industry by yourself only when you study hard. So now this last part, that do you want to get an opportunity for job or you want to become an entrepreneur? You can become an entrepreneur. Position yourself for success. That's what the mantra should be. Now I've tried to show you the outstanding way in the competitive job market. I'm trying to see towards you. So you try rediscovering your career passions, which I have explained in the topic. I've given you n number of toolkits to see towards job. Now I've tried to give you some power plan for your career success. And now who else than you yourself are going to manage your career is the option. I wish you all the best. Now, the PM, if he says that Atmanirbhar Bharat is important, I would say that you have to craft your career towards the bright future, and for which we as Subodhini and we as physicians are with you. So, Punarvasu's mantra is Vaidyas to create good Vaidyas, and this is the initials of it. So, I wish you best wishes for your career. If you have any questions or doubts, you are always welcome with us, and to any teacher that you feel well. Well, all the best for your future, and see to it that the global mission to get Ayurveda above the world is going to be fulfilled with the hard work of all of you. Thank you.